They'll blanket you in Wi-Fi and profit off the radiation. Congregation collecting the people for that Satan. I keeps it blazing, cause I can read between the lines. I ain't blind, we unwind what they're really saying. Genetically modify what you're tasting. Loan you that cottage promise, so now you live up in your mom's basement. Redesign time so your mind is always wasted. Programmed to crave the basics. Keep the beta in stasis. Pay the state, kid. You're in debt for being born. Messengers are mourn, just the price for being warned. Don't be alarmed, disconnect from their machinations. Stop subscribing to the folly of own nations. Bone breaking ain't the answer, cause they seek the ownership of souls. Spread the seeds and watch them grow. Break the chains of control. Break the chains of control.
Sweet eternal balance of all that is good, true, and beautiful, friends. My mic is a bit in the way. Hi, welcome to your randomly early episode of Rogue Ways, and the reason for that is because normally I would go... Why does it... Sorry. I definitely did not mean for this to have my phone number on it. How weird. Oh, I get it. You guys are like, dude, figure it out. Anyway, really, this is supposed to say something totally different. There you go. That's better. Yeah, well, I'm starting my new show today, Middle Path, on Rokfin, only on Rokfin. It's the only place that you're going to see it. So I wanted to come here and just remind people in case people are coming here, because I normally would be going live on YouTube at 7 in about half an hour. And today I'm not. Today I'm going live on Rokfin. So yeah, I wanted to come here and make sure that everybody knew where to go, how to find me, how to come hang out. And basically you want to go to rokfin.com/rogueways. And if you haven't heard yet, then you know that Rokfin is /rogueways. Whoa. And if you sorry, just a couple technical difficulties. Rokfin is subscription based, but it's only $10 and you get all kinds of content. You get the new show Middle Path that's starting tonight. You get Slow News Day. You get Macroaggressions with Charlie Robinson, who was just on the show a few days ago. You get Isaac Weishaupt is there with Conspiracy Theories and Unpopular Culture. Who else did I find out is there today? Grimerica is now over there. There's just more and more people are going to be headed to Rokfin. And that's because Rokfin has no censorship. And it also allows, as I've explained, for you to pay one subscription fee, just $10 a month, and to get all of that content. Because some of us have subscription-based, paywalls, and some of us just kind of ask for you to kick us what you can every once in a while. And either way, you end up, giving money here and there and here and there. It adds up. But with Rokfin, you get to get all of it in one place for $10. So you do want to head over there and subscribe. It is only $10 a month. You may find that a lot of your favorite people are already there. You are going to find that a lot of your favorite people are heading there soon if they're not already there. So it's a great place to go and just be ready. Be ready for all your peeps. What's up, Mahadharmapala? It's nice to see you as always. Excuse me. I just chugged a bunch of water before I started. Because I realized I'm like, I should be drinking like at least one of these a day, right? As you can see, that's how much water I've had today. That's not enough. But I've been so busy. There's a lot going on. We got like the massive snowstorms, and I'm lucky because I'm in Colorado and we have a little bit of snow and it's kind of cold, but it really hasn't been that bad. But Texas, like poor Texas just isn't used to it. And now they've got all this geoengineered chaos. I mean, I can't prove it, but I can give you 100 years worth of evidence that says that it's very likely that this has been engineered to be this bad. And it's convenient, right? I mean, all these people were moving to Texas, to get out of California and these other states that have been super tyrannical lately, because Texas is at least a little bit more free, obviously. Joe Rogan headed there. Did Elon Musk go yet? I know he was going to, if he didn't already. A lot of content creators that had been in California went, and just, it's been getting a little bit of attention. And so I feel like It's likely, and a couple people have sent this idea my way too, and I was thinking the same thing, that maybe they're attacking Texas for a reason. Maybe they're attacking Texas because a bunch of people had gone there to get away from the tyranny. And also, it's interesting because there's this whole debate about whether or not it's the green energy movement's fault that things have gone so poorly in Texas in this cold freeze. The system is taxed, when we all need a lot of heat and a lot of energy to make ourselves comfortable, or in the summer when we all need like a ton of air conditioning or whatever it is we do. It taxes the system, and Texas had installed a lot of green energy, wind turbines, solar panels, and these types of things. Well, it seems like it's possible that because Texas almost never has snow or freezing temperatures, that they didn't winterize those things, and that the winter came and killed those things. So, you could say green energy has these flaws, or you could admit that green energy can be winterized and these flaws could be avoided. It's a little bit of both, right? It is just ironic, though, right? Because if we went only to green energy, perhaps we would face more problems like this. I don't know. Supposedly there's problems with the natural gas and other things too. But whatever the cause is, Texas seems pretty sad right now. As always, I'm like, this is a good reminder for us to make sure we have stoves. And, like I have my little camping stove and my kerosene, or maybe use propane or whatever. If you have a fireplace in your house, that's awesome. If you don't have one and you can get one, maybe you want to think about getting one. I definitely do. We just don't have space. So someday when we expand, perhaps. We live in like a very small house. It's not a tiny house technically, but it's basically, it's like 700 square feet. So it's 200 square feet more than a tiny house. It's not very big. So we don't really have room now, but maybe someday. But it's a good reminder. I'm always like, well, I've got my sleeping bag that goes up to -20. I've got my little camping stove if I need to cook some things and the power is out. I'd survive, right? But how many other people would or wouldn't, right? So a lot of people don't have that. So it's always a good reminder to keep yourself stored up. You want some water. You want some insulated water so it doesn't freeze. You want your stove back up. You want a way to keep warm even if the temperatures drop really low and you don't have electric heat or other heat, right? And you want to, as always, make sure that you have enough food in your house to survive for a while. A lot of people went to the stores and found out there's nothing there. So it's just good. It's just smart. I've got weeks and weeks of food stored up, and you can also, as always, learn how to fast correctly so that you can make it even longer with whatever food stores you have. And then I wanted to mention too, somebody reminded me today on Facebook, somebody posted that you can get Crisco and you can stick candle wicks in it and it will burn for hundreds of hours, a thing of Crisco. It's a really nice candle and it produces heat. And you could technically, if you needed to, rig it up to cook with it too. So Crisco's not a bad thing to have around. Crisco and some, candle wicks are good to have around. So those are just some things that I think most of us kind of know, but this is what Texas makes me think of right now. And my heart goes out to the people who are suffering. And of course, again, as always, the main concern is hospitals. In the hospitals, that's where we're going to see people die. Hospitals and homeless people. So we can send a little love their way and hope that that gets worked out. So yeah. So I also had just a few random fun things to show you guys before we hop over to Rokfin, where the Middle Path will be premiering in about 20 minutes. I just wanted to come here and invite you all over there if you're not already there. But first, as usual, I do like to remind you of the site. The site has... There we go. The site has all the ways to be in touch with me, see the things I do, all the different works and stuff that I do is here. My most recent article that I wrote for my own site, at least, is Worship Me. It is a look at the idea of worship. Who deserves it? What does it mean? And why? Why would anyone want to be worshipped? It's pretty fun. If you want to check it out, I'll throw the link in the chat here for y'all. And yeah, and if while you're here on the site, which is rogueways.org or corysharman.com, same site, 2 different addresses, you can link to my books, you can link to all the different places you can find Rogue Ways, you can read a bit about my tarot process and deck and kind of how to think about that. I do offer spiritual guidance for people who are seeking, and this is really, it's really tailored exactly to you. So you can read a little bit more about what that might look like for you, whether or not it's right for you. And of course, the shop is where you can grab all kinds of stuff. I do tarot readings, I do consulting for education, for writing, and for other things. I have written novels, and those are here signed directly from me if you want to buy them that way instead of on Amazon. I have classes that I teach, and I sell orgone pendants and art, and there are so many options of different designs. There's earrings, there's just all kinds of stuff, and they all come packed with the highest energy. Why making them is basically a meditation. I've got all kinds of good juju going into them as I'm crafting them, and I also add an extra special blessing afterwards, as if the orgone itself wasn't enough. So you can come check those out. I also recently did a custom piece, and I am waiting for some really nice photographs of that to come back so I can show you guys the type of thing that I could do if you're interested in, for example, a specific symbol, like an astrological symbol, for example, or something else, or like specific colors or designs or whatever. I do custom pieces as well. So that is, more information's coming on that, but just so you know, that is there. I also always want to invite everybody to Locals. Locals is where the community is. We have the best community online. We have so many people who are just badasses sharing their insight, their information. You know, we all have different things we're sort of into and that we track and follow. And so it's really cool to be part of a community that can share all those resources, so we don't have to sort of like keep our fingers on as many pulses. I mean, you still do. You want to take care of your own, you know, desires and needs and interests, but it is just really nice. And then, you know, we support each other and just have fun too. So this is a rad place to be, rogue.locals.com. It is only $2 a month, and you get exclusive Rogue Ways content. So Rogue Ways content that is not on YouTube is only here in Locals. It's not on the podcast. It's not anywhere but here. So again, for $2 a month, you get an awesome community, censorship free, and you get Rogue Ways exclusive content and monthly tarot readings and just all kinds of stuff. Plus, sometimes you get discounts on various different stuff, whether it's from somebody who's been on the show offering you a discount for their things that they offer, or whether it's something I'm offering a discount for. For example, sometimes I have buy one piece of orgone, get the next one half off, and things like that. So you can only get those coupon codes when you are in rogue.locals.com. And while we're here, I've been having a few people who have already grabbed their tickets to the One Day of Brightness event on the spring equinox. This event is meant to uplift and enlighten and get our energies all aligned with what's happening in the world, while we're also learning new skills, new practices, and taking ourselves to ever higher and deeper depths of our spiritual being. It is super exciting. Last time, I know that everybody who went was so glad that they did, and it was way more than people expected. I don't know if you can really understand like how deep and how connected we get unless you're there, but I hope you find out by grabbing your ticket. If you get it before March 1st, you get 25% off. It's actually only $45 this time. And it goes up to $60 after the 1st. So you get 25% off if you grab it before then. And of course, you could just purchase that on the site. Throw that in here, and that coupon code you'll use if you're grabbing this before March 1st is Brighter Spring is the coupon code. So you can read a little bit more about what's actually going to be involved. We have 3 master teachers and practitioners who are coming to present new things to us. This is not the same as what happened in December on the One Day of Brightness. It is an all new experience, similar quality, similar quantity, all new content. So grab your spot when you can. I also want to share with you guys that I am writing now for the new Agora. I think that I've talked about it a bit. I had Lorenzo on, and he runs this newspaper and magazine. And this is just my most recent article. I've got a couple articles up here already. This one is much more of a like prosy piece. This is Johnny's artwork, Johnny the Badass, who does all of the art and the music for Rogueways and now for Middle Path. If you haven't seen the Middle Path logo yet, oh my god, holy shit. I'm allowed to brag about it because I didn't make it, right? It is fucking rad. Like, it's rad. So I hope you go at least check the art out if you're not going to subscribe to Rokfin and stick around for the show itself. And the link is right below here, of course, in the description if you do want to go check Rokfin out and subscribe to Rogueways and become a supporter there. But yeah, pollination required. This is you know, a little, it's a very poetic and prosy look at the interconnected web of life, of which bees are our pollinators on the physical level, but also we have, you know, some action on the spiritual level as well. So it's a pretty fun interconnected look at the web of life on every level of our being. So go check it out if you haven't yet. I'll throw that link in the chat. I'm just linking you guys up today. Who do we have here? Awkwardly Awesome is in the house tonight. Nice to see you. Yes, you did get your Brighter Spring ticket today. Super cool. I'm excited to see you there. Lindsay Smith says the logo is amazing. Thank you. It is so cool. You want to know more about that logo? Well, if you are a subscriber at Rokfin and you stick around to the end of each episode, there's going to be a question and answer / call-in time, and maybe that's something that you could ask about there. It is a pretty awesome, it's so cool. So this is random. Someone sent me this. James actually over at Weeping Spiders sent me this, and I was like, what the hell? I was like convinced for a while that this wasn't even real. And I only have time to show you a few quick things tonight before I hop over to Middle Path, but on Rokfin. But this is Vatican.com. Okay, this is actually the Vatican's site, as far as I can tell. Which I didn't even think about the Vatican having a site, but of course they do. Okay. And I mean, it says right here it's a city-state too, which is, I mean, we could do a whole episode just on the Vatican. We could do like 10, but anyways, this is the Vatican site. And he sent me this. He's like, look, they're selling all this random shit. They're selling fucking Tesla coils. I was like, what the fuck? Here, I'll paste it in the show. You can go check it out. But like, huh? The Vatican, they have collectibles, sheet music, stamps, coins and paper money, and antiques. And Tesla coils. Like forks? Like, what is this? This is blowing my mind. Here's a man holding his ball sack from a hook or something. Okay, it says Sherman Oaks, California, though. Like, what is this? Is it not actually the Vatican? They have all these coins and stuff. Like, it's really weird. Okay, so maybe I can do a whole deep dive on this some other day and actually find out, like, I mean, is this the Vatican? It says Vatican.com and it does tours and stuff, but it might be just like I don't know, because I know the Vatican collects just like random shit. And so maybe they're like determined which ones do and don't hold like spiritual energy and demons and shit and got rid of all the ones that don't. They're like, oh yeah, this coin is actually worthless. There's nothing in it. I don't know. Anyway, I wanted to share this with you just really briefly and be like, what? I thought it would blow your mind as much as it blew mine. So yeah, that's that. Again, I'm probably going to do like a deeper dive on this someday, but I had to throw it out there because it's so weird. And then James of Weaving Spiders also sent me this, more recent episode of Santos Bonacci's channel, Mr. Astrotheology. Of course, he was on Rogue, and you can go watch that episode if you would like. But this was just, a couple weeks ago, and he had on this guy, and they're doing this like Tesla technology healing device. I mean,
it works. This driver here,
I don't want to get a copyright strike, but and it's not even playing right now, anyways. Okay, now it won't even stop playing. Anyway,
and there are two coils there, and so what happens is it creates a mass of energy.
there's the link for you if you want to go watch it yourself. It's not playing very well, but it's pretty awesome. They show off this device and how cool it is. And so many things are coming, out, and they have been for hundreds of years, but so many technologies are coming up now that seem to have a better chance of making it and not being suppressed, at least for now. So keep our fingers crossed that those types of things will happen. And just one really quick before I jump over to Rokfin to do the premiere of Middle Path, I do want to just mention this is coming back up. This is from the 15th. Of course, we've known and I've covered this concept before, but they basically want to implant you with a pill that is nanotechnology and will keep track of whether or not it's seeing enough of a certain chemical inside of you. That chemical, of course, would be programmed in, and that would be your prescription that you're supposed to take for the rest of your life. And if it doesn't see it, it would alert your phone or other device that you hadn't taken your pills. I'm not joking. It's a real technology that they are trying to get people to take. They mention schizophrenia. They always mention like the most horrible thing that you can think of in order to like get you to accept this technology. But I'm saying if you can't remember to take your pill and you don't have someone who's taking care of you, I'm very sorry for you. But also, if you're not dead from it, maybe there's a reason why your soul is causing you to not remember to take the pill. Maybe there's a different option that it wants for you. I don't know. I'm not going to judge you for whatever you do, but anyways, this is disgusting for me. I think it's disgusting. I'm sure there's someone out there who's like, this is the best thing I could think of doing to myself. But it just gets more and more invasive, the types of tech they want to put in your body. And again, I always point to like your phone doesn't even work. My monitor broke the other day for no reason. I had to go buy a new monitor today. And that's its own fun story of screaming at random people in the store because I just have to, I have to tell you this story. You can go check out this pill, if you want to, on your own. It exists now at least, and we might cover it in more depth on another show. But I went to Costco today, not to get the monitor, actually. I went to get this rebate thing that I had. So I went in there and I'd already canceled my membership there because they had started saying you have to wear a mask no matter what, 100% of the time. There are no exceptions for medical, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, I don't support you anymore. So canceled membership, no longer going to Costco anymore. Kind of a sad time for me because I genuinely loved Costco. I felt like they were good to their workers and their people and their employees, and they try to carry good products and blah, blah, blah. I liked them. But then this happened and I was like, that's just immoral. I'm not supporting you anymore. So, but anyway, I had to go in today anyways to get my rebate thing. And I go in and I'm like, not wearing a mask because I don't wear masks. And they were like, you have to wear a mask. And I was like, well, I can't, but you owe me this rebate, so I need to get my money from you. And they're like, well, you have to wear a mask. And I was like, well, I can't. And so you need to find out how I can get my rebate. I don't care. Like, I'll stand outside or whatever, but you have to give me my rebate. And they're like, well, you have to wear a mask or else you can't be here and you can't be a member here. And if you're not a member here, you can't get a rebate. And I'm like, I'm not a member here because I don't support businesses who require masks and have no exceptions for medical reasons. But you owe me this money. It's quite a bit of money and you need to give me my money now. And the woman was like, well, you have to wear a mask. And I was like, I can't wear one for like the 10th time. She's like, well, then you have to wear a shield. We have some over there for you. I'm like, they're giving away shields? This is expensive. Anyways, it's ridiculous. I was like, I can't wear a shield. And she was like, you can't wear a shield? It's a shield. Like she got like, like I was stupid or something. And I was like, I can't wear one. Like she was stupid. I was like, she's like, what do you mean you can't wear one? I was like, I have my little medical card that I have printed out. And I was like, I cannot wear one for medical reasons. Can you give me my money, please? It took like 10 minutes. This whole time, according to them, I'm infecting everyone. But they have to make me wait for like 10 minutes while they get a supervisor who comes to tell me, we can't serve you without a mask, blah, blah, blah. I finally get them to do it, and like, they're like, well, this is the only time. I'm like, bitch, I canceled your bullshit like months ago because I'm never coming back here. This was the last thing I had for you. And like, please just give it to me so I can leave. Anyways, it made me very angry. If that would have happened to me out on a sidewalk instead of in a store, I would have stabbed that person in the jugular. But instead, I just gesture to them like they were an idiot because they did it first. It wasn't my best moment, but I did get my money without having to wear a mask. All right, I better go so I'm not late. Thanks guys for coming to hang out, and I hope that you all jump over to rockfin.com/rogueways and tune in for the premiere episode of the new show Middle Path. I am so excited. I will see you there, be square, and I will see you otherwise this coming Sunday on Rogueways right here on YouTube. And mwah. Until then, travel well, aim for balance, and always look inside first.
I heard the man, they at it again, and I'm out to tell the truth once more. That's right. It's on the cracking, unknown in the house. APOGZ, that's right. Hitting the stereo near you. Truth is the best thing, and it's on. Yo, I once thought that I wanted to get Denver on track, but there's something more bigger than that. Something lurking, waiting to blow this state right off the map. A hidden agenda related to September. Doves carved up on the wall next to the highway. Up in the concrete while rolling home next to where I stay. With state's destruction, like Key Martin malfunction. While NORAD's in the mountain anticipating our next move. My heart's jumping and I'm like, fuck waiting. While crooked taxes are burning a hole in my pocket. With a dollar bill in the pyramid that's watching. Instead of having a capstone on top of it, they have an eye with a fast surprise while you're flossing it. Greedy niggas jocking it, politics plotting it. So who you vote for really doesn't mean shit. So save your energy from being drained by the enemy. Skull and bones of Freemasonry, envisioning dreams of them chasing me. Skull and bones of Freemasonry, envisioning dreams of them chasing me. Skull and bones of Freemasonry, secret agencies with a plan to dominate all of man. Check the records at DIA, strange murals and paintings similar to the ones next to the highway. With pyramids and flames underneath them looking like they're about to fly away. I can't be tripping, but it sounds like I'm on acid. Most people slipping, taken below DIA, held captive in the near future, where they won't hesitate to reinstate new laws for a bigger cause. I'm talking about established civilian concentration camps, introducing the military's labor programs. Expand your mind just a little bit, forget the little shit before you witness the belittlement of your people. Expand your mind just a little bit, forget the little shit before you witness the belittlement of your people.
Feds ain't stretching the truth, the script that he's spitting is true. Pay attention to what's going on or it might happen to you. When it's happening too, cellular communication monitor, behavior studied and controlled through chemicals bombing nerves. This word of Jesus ain't got anything to do with it, religious cynic, where experiments cage and lace in terms of accepting limits. Things they can't explain to the sky when I'm in the Rockies. Chakra systems limited due to the voltage overhead pop. Mind control victims, slap clips and machine guns for recess. FCC will help us speak less, manipulate us through weak feel right non-fiction with the CIA trying to kill me filthy. Talking about the underground facility at DIA, no one feels that place laced with hints. Notice whenever I return home, black sun references in a new world Masonic capstone. Croy in Area 51 workers the building, I don't mean to rant. In the face of an emergency, it doubles as a FEMA camp. Reaction solution trickery repeated through history. NORAD's listening in using technology, tracking where you piss. I'm not even paranoid or just facing the fact. Better watch what you say, it's another day under the Patriot Act.
Extend your mind just a little bit, forget the little shit before you witness up a little bit of your people. Extend your mind just a little bit, forget the little shit before you witness up a little bit of your people.
The idea is to bring people to the point